I think the question right now is, where is Nick?
I was completing a quest, logging over right now. I'm Bluebird.
Speaking of audio problems. Yeah, I've been unimpressed lately by the audio on Discord. I'm not used to hearing that sound. Thought I was challenged to a duel.
It's not Discord. There's something going on my home network because WoW's got a high latency too.
Yeah, but we had last time where everything was going to hell and we lost voice chat for like 5 minutes or something. See, we're pretending to fly again. Oh yeah, last time we got double speed, right? Yeah, we're way up there now.
I just realized I can't use any of my new mounts.
Because they're all Horde?
They're all Horde only.
Do they have any Alliance equivalent?
All the Alliance equivalent are horses. The Alliance are very upset about this.
At least this one wasn't a horse. Although it'd be weird if the Teldrassil mount was a horse. Erratic movement from Donald. Oh, it's a backflip. Wondering how you gained air. I guess, are we just gonna finish the zone's quests?
Do we still have anything?
There's some plips on the map up there.
Yeah, let's go do it.
We kind of got sidetracked to
we came down here because it was the closest rest point.
We're going to Mender's Stead, I think. If I can find the right flight path. There it is.
Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you. He's seeing you. It's interesting to be playing a game that's still live now, where certain sound effects in it are so old that they're nostalgic.
It is fascinating at the longevity of World of Warcraft. And you wouldn't really get quite this same experience of, I am playing something that is technically compatible with and leads to all of the newest stuff that came out only weeks ago, but is thoroughly outdated and on order of a decade or more old.
I guess we can go north to the standalone Looter's Quest, or we can go east to what's like a larger cluster.
Oh, we should do the north one, otherwise we're not going to.
That might even be the last thing there or something.
That's probably the last thing.
So I remember getting this this message from this Keith guy recording a different WoW series. It was very offensive. Saying something about for the Alliance or something like that. This is just not okay, man. Do we need to have a talk? Maybe an intervention?
Are you talking about the message I sent you in WoW?
Yeah.
Oh, at first I thought that was confused. I thought you were just talking about like getting a Twitch notification or whatever, but not, because you don't follow that. Because this is YouTube.
This is YouTube, and would you even know what a Twitch notification is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I get notified when all of my friends start streaming on Twitch every time we stream.
That's weird.
Yeah. I find it useful to get notifications of when people are streaming. That's like the only one we found, huh? Hello, one enemy. All right. Let's try to find more of those.
One enemy leads to another.
I need a target.
There's more of them in this tower.
Oh yeah, this is the whole quest then. Yeah, I've been having some fun with the new expansion. There's some work put in on a lot of these places, and questing's kind of getting more eventful than it used to be.
It's nice to hear you say that.
And Wakecrest Manor is a good ending to that zone.
Wakecrest is so good. It's like there's a lot of good dungeons in this expansion, but Wakecrest is by far the best that I've experienced. And there's still 2 I haven't done.
Even you?
Yeah.
Ooh, this auto proceeds. Oh wait, did I just find a quest?
Nope,
oh,
that was right. And then we're going towards the other stuff. That's good.
Right.
No, it's nice to hear some positivity because the r/WoW subreddit is presently nothing but negativity and toxicity.
That's all I've ever seen from the WoW community.
It's particularly bad right now.
Like every time I open like a patch notes forum thread or whatever, like the official thread or official announcement on the WoW site for the patch notes each time, all the comments are just about how Blizzard's so lazy and doesn't even try anymore, and they're furious about every single update. And I'm like, all right, glad to see you guys are sticking around. Wow, why are you all still here? Ooh, that was that latency? Everything stopped moving for a second. That was spooky.
We both felt that lag spike.
Yeah. That was a weird experience. Yeah, I was trying to explain it, which is hard. Like, oh, there's more lag spike. Damn. I was trying
to hope that this isn't a thing.
Yeah. Let's hope this isn't a thing. I was trying to explain, which is not easy because I'm trying to articulate half-heard stuff from you guys, but it was an adventure kind of trying to explain what you were saying about like the idea of hitting max level making you weaker and stuff like that.
Like it wasn't even an idea. Like,
yeah.
We were actually weaker characters. Every level got a little weaker from the like 106 to 10 or to not 106, 116.
It's so confusing because it's like completely counterintuitive and almost inexplicable that it would work that way.
It's something unique to WoW.
Yeah. Like when I talk about the idea of being pro number crunch, I talk about being like, as in like a linear crunch of the entire game, not a weird like magically you get weaker from level 110 to 120 or something. Like that doesn't make any sense. It's bizarre.
Well, so the way it occurs is entirely as a are we talking to these people? Got it.
I think so.
Salutations.
You still have the same amount of stats on your gear, right? So you've got like X amount of haste, X amount of crit, whatever. But with each level, it requires more of each of those to get a percentage of that effect.
And they made it so that the scaling up of requirements went up faster than the actual stats were going up on the items.
I mean, it's always been that way, but it was particularly bad this time because at the 115 mark, that was the last level that our legendaries from last expansion still worked. And those added class mechanics or changed the flow of the class and made it stronger. So
they had maximum level caps for items?
Yeah, the items stopped having an effect at after 115. So at 116, there was this steep fall off in addition to the normal, level by level fall off that we're used to. It was a little rough, and combined with the fact that it was very late into a day of just chain leveling, it was like, man, am I just that tired right now, or are we doing no damage anymore?
That was startling. Probably because we weren't following the story, but we walked up to talk to him and he just punched me in the face.
We're looking for a suspicious person.
That's pretty suspicious how he punched me.
As far as I know, you deserved it.
For being a gnome?
He's punching you, so I gotta do something about
Listen,
it.
I'm doing my good for nature by raising these Mechanistrators. That means I'm a good person. Oh boy, that happened. And jumping off the roof. Ooh, am I gonna regret this? Not quite. I've been very much running towards every objective blindly on my Worgen, and eventually did find a cliff in that zone that was too high to survive. And needed res. That the area with Waycrest Manor in it has some shockingly massive cliffs that seem to come out of nowhere in some cases, and you're like, oh my god, how is there this much verticality in the first place? As you fall to your doom.
You played High Mountain, right? Last expansion?
Yeah, High Mountain felt mountainous.
It was.
Whereas the snowy part in the middle of the Waycrest area feels mountainous because it is snowy mountains, but everything else kind of feels like kind of boggy in theme, and so it's a surprise when you find massive verticality changes given the aesthetic. Like, ah yes, the haunted mountain next to the 500-foot drop.
How are you?
It's boggy, but it's like, we should take this flight path back down. It's boggy, but it's like ocean cliffs on the one side and the tall mountains on the other side.
It was definitely a transition from the previous zone, because the previous zone was entirely homogeneous, and that zone's a crazy Picasso mess. It's got haunted farmlands, it's got an icy mountain, it's got some red trees zone, and it's got the ocean cliffs zones all in one region. Whereas the other one was mostly a bunch of greenery and ports. I don't know how much you get to even set foot in these zones. I've only had one tiny expedition to the Snake Desert as an alliance.
As you hit, I assume you're still leveling, right?
Yeah.
As you hit different level thresholds, they'll send you on quests to go explore the 3 different zones. And then after you hit level cap and start earning rep with the 7th Legion, they'll go in there and give you what's essentially a sampling of the zone story painted in a way that applies to your faction.
Well, that's different. And that's all after level cap?
Yeah.
We're going to be playing this expansion for a while. All right. If we can stick it out.
It's
the group
not
just
a
kind
very
of
long.
the group kind of just stopped before we finished the previous expansion.
It's not a very long story, which is super confusing because, like, they give a hint at this is the stuff that's going on in this zone without really giving you the whole picture, and so you're like, okay, yeah, there's void stuff here, or there's witches and crap happening here. What?
Have you grown confused? This is one of those moments where the assets look most RTS-like, right? This cauldron is like something I feel like you'd see in Warcraft 3.
It's very possible that its original model was a direct port from Warcraft 3. The Plaguelands are some of the oldest zones.
Like, there's a lot of zones where I just wander around and I'm like, all right, yeah, this is an MMO zone, but this is a specific moment where I feel like I've wandered into a level from a RTS, haven't I? Which is a kind of weird thing to articulate aesthetically, but it's there.
Oh, the Cauldron Key.
The Cauldron Key. I think the first time I saw one of these was in the Death Knight zone. I feel like I might have never played this even vanilla.
Totally possible. There wasn't all that much quest content here.
Yeah, and you have a lot of options when you're leveling. But you interact with one a fair bit during the Death Knight quest. Which was a funny quest chain in general. Like, it's like, you are the ultimate Deathbringer, right hand of Arthas, shit's gone crazy, yo. And like one mission you'll be like destroying an entire mega fleet with a cannon in seconds, and another mission you're like, hey, can you get our arrows back? We can't make more of those. Can you go get them for us, please? We dropped them over there, you know, where all the arrows are being shot right now. Just don't get hit, I guess. You're like this weird arrow caddy for some reason. None of the 500 random shitty ghouls around you could have been sent to do that one.
It's not unique to... Let's just go get the next flight path, right?
Yeah.
It's not unique to the Death Knights. It's not unique to anything. Like, every part of this game definitely feels like you've got the on-point, meaningful quests completely related to what you're expecting, and then you've got the out of nowhere. There was some more space here, so we needed to fill it, and now you're picking up arrows.
Yeah. It's just such a rapid spike for specifically, hey, implementation of organ characters. It's just a funny spike in that one in particular, because you come from nothing, and then you're a fallen hero, and then you're Arthas's right-hand man, and he's so into you, and then you're doing like really weird menial things, and then you're back to super spike things, and it goes back and forth so rapidly. One minute you're going into an alternate like death dimension to tame a hell steed, and then you're collecting arrows. I'm like, all right,
okay, all right.
and like a minute later you're gonna fight that super war that happens where you get freed and everything, and it's like it's so up and down so fast in like a very what's a really brief zone that you can never go back to.
The thing that really gets me with Death Knights is playing a Death Knight and interacting with demon hunters. I've given everything. What have you given? Oh, I don't know. I died, and I was brought back as a servant of the Lich King. But no, let's focus on you. That's...
Is that just a thing that the character will say when they're interacted with or something?
Yeah, like constantly. All the demon hunters are just like, I've given everything.
Insufferable.
Yeah.
Go fuck up a blood elf.
Hell yeah.
Are you surprised by how often you constantly see Horde characters while in these supposedly Alliance quest missions?
I am very surprised by the presence of Zenkiki. This guy, I mean, we could have flown again, but
yeah,
apparently writing.
Is this the guy you're talking about that's supposed to be like dead or something, or super powerful, or is in some other plot point later?
We had him earlier, and he was just a troll helping us with our quests, or we were helping him.
We also just got one of these quests from Tauren.
Oh, the caravan up ahead?
I don't know which quest it was.
Guy.
I went a little fast, but one of the quests we have right now we got from a Tauren too.
Oh.
Probably from the Argent Dawn? A neutral faction?
It's interesting a little to me, because when I played Horde a long time ago, when 60 was the cap and I only hit like 51 on my warrior or whatever, I don't really remember encountering Alliance except to kill them. But as somebody who's been playing a lot of Alliance over the years, it's just like really normal to have Horde characters all the time in the story. That is a lot
NPC.
that's a lot of text. that is a lot of text
for you too?
Was that?
Was he zapping himself for you also?
I think so, but also look at the... I don't know if you have general chat for people /saying stuff, but... like, it's just flooded with Zenkiki. He just said like 50 things in that one fight. It was really excessive.
Oh yeah, look, I can see text from what wasn't my version of Zenkiki. So yeah.
We can all see each other's.
Looks like it.
Oh, I didn't have Growl turned on. That would explain it. Huh, my pets don't seem to actually help me not die. If I'm fighting the tank's targets, I can go a long time without even noticing that I don't have taunt on, because he's taunting everything. Oh boy. Oh, yeah, he just fixes them. Why do these bears have goatees?
Why don't you?
Because I fear becoming my father.
I didn't know this was going to be one of those streams.
Oh yeah, he's definitely he's moonbeaming himself. He might be a national treasure.
Then Kiki, I'd appreciate it if you'd actually like hear these bears. Because I'm pretty sure I've released a couple now that you haven't touched.
Yeah, we haven't made a lot of progress, have we?
He's got to like stand right next to them for it to work. Here we go. 4 of 4. We're gonna go do this Krasanov disciples.
Oh, I didn't get progress.
Oh man.
I'm only at 2 out of 4.
Oh, come stand yours and Kiki in front of a cage.
Yeah, I just got this one. I was confused because I thought I was getting progress for you guys doing it. I did one of them, and I think I only did 1, but somehow had progress for 2. That bear is angry. Fix him. Fix him. There we go.
4 of 4?
Yep, 4 of 4.
Let's go north.
Then Kiki not found.
404. Spec not found.
Yeah.
Oh, we're killing these unholy corpuscles?
We got a tabletop game coming in. I have no idea when it'll arrive. It might be a month. I don't know.
Hopefully it's good.
It has to ship from Russia.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's a big
That's
one.
not something I expected.
Yeah,
What's it called?
Pathologic.
Pathologic. Yeah, you were starting to tell me about this.
Yeah, it's based on the game I've been playing a lot of lately. Very, very long kind of RPG game on PC. That's often on sale for like, fuck it, here's, have it for $5, whatever. It's one of those cooperative and competitive and multiple teams games. Because 3 people are cooperating to defeat the plague, but also only one of those 3 players can win, and also one of the 4 players is the plague itself.
Right.
And so that's bound to be interesting.
I can't do that.
Based on a game where you pick one of 3 characters to play through the entire campaign of, yeah, and all 3 of them are trying to deal with this town's plague that's in quarantine, and they all have goals that are directly in counter to each other. I don't know how they'll make that work mechanically, and I'm kind of waiting to see how that goes. I'm betting that you probably get like missions of some sort that help you and resolve issues for you, but the process of doing them harms the type of missions that the other players have themselves or something like that.
Right.
That's how I imagine it probably generally works.
Was there another Ripper out here?
Meanwhile, part of how the plague stuff works is it's apparently like a stealth game, and I'm interested in finding out what that means too.
Have you watched any reviews or anything for it?
No,
Okay.
pretty much just went for it. Yeah, these are all just disciples.
I'm willing to give it a try. I like board games.
Really, I didn't notice.
I got to playtest another one this weekend that I'm not positive that it's my kind of game because it is built as an anti-hardcore gamer board game. But
Specifically anti-hardcore.
Yeah.
Huh.
The whole concept of it is absolutely hilarious. It is called Warm and Fuzzy Feelings.
So it's like is it like the Mario Party of tabletop games? Where it just defies effort and skill?
Sorta, yeah. The game gives you very little control over yourself being a part of one of the two win conditions. And I actually think it's a fascinating concept. You going up to the next quest?
Sure.
It's a
I'm assuming
fascinating
that's where we
concept.
wanna go?
I don't know. That might be a whole nother hub. It was a different breadcrumb from
I don't know. I can't tell.
or a different zone now.
Yeah, we've crossed the river into Eastern Plague Lands. I don't know. We're in the level range for this zone too, so it kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oh god, it's a cocoon. I'm sorry, dwarf. You're just gonna have to stay in there.
Really unfortunate. Jesus. Get some crypt bile. And
I wish that I could squish these.
Did you ever hear from Jonathan ever again?
Jonathan.
With the tabletop game?
You mean the neighbor down the street?
No, my old coworker.
Oh, John Vu. I think
Because that was the one where we were like trying to come up with the theme for the game while we were playtesting it because it didn't have a theme. It just had mechanics.
Yeah, no. He tried to get in touch to do a playtest of something else at one point. But I haven't heard from him again since.
Where is the crypt bile?
I think that this person is
grabbed
doing
every single one.
out of it. Yeah.
Holy crap. Or maybe these crypt horrors drop it. I was always curious to see if whether or not he actually went with the theme that we kind of came up with of like a monster kitchen.
Huh. This cave has another exit.
Yeah, it's like it reminds me of the Furbolg cave.
Yeah.
Where it's a cave that actually serves a function aside from just being a place to fight things. Oh god, flashbacks to grinding that reputation.
And he really cleared this out.
Yeah. Or there's just not that many.
Alright, possible.
Do you find that many repeating expansions reduces your willingness to take part in like the rep grinds that each expansion introduces? Oh, they're back. You can like hop over the walls over here.
Yeah, there's some stuff behind.
Yeah, there's a few of them over here.
I don't have a problem with that expansion's rep grind, but I do generally have an issue with the how much stuff they gate behind it. So if I have to do that rep, 6 times in order to play 6 alts, I am gonna be real frustrated.
Is it necessary to even raid or something?
Sometimes they'll put very important like character progression things behind those rep grinds, or they'll put story progression in some capacity. I think this expansion's got a pretty good balance. Only that 7th Legion Honor Bound rep really matters.
This zone has so many spiders.
You're the wrong way, Keith.
But there's things to shoot.
You got one over here.
I've got a few of them here.
Bring them to us, Keith. Don't just kill them.
Doom. Passive. There we go. I was like, how do I get my guys to stop fighting them over there?
We're on our way.
All right, now I've got 3 of them.
We're good. Go ahead.
Oh geez, if I press AoE, I just randomly kill like 10 spiders because it's just so much biodiversity here.
Yeah, this is the cave that I used to farm that Critter Geddon achievement.
We're just killing tons of critters.
Yep.
Because it's got so many random bugs, so you just like,
Yup.
just mass murder.
Hey, we're getting Argent Crusade rep in here.
I wonder how long the scroll bar is at this point. If you have every single, what is happening? Why are we being thrown back?
I don't know. Banshee bells, huh? Personal loot.
Is the throwback happening every time?
One of us talks to him and releases
Yeah,
him.
I think it's every time he escapes. That's a weird one. Oh, Banshee's bells. Oh, these guys. I see. Oh, weird. I feel like I've done this one.
So, back to the rep grind. As far as willingness goes, I have all of the reps except one at Exalted already. Because getting it done and having it out of the way means not having to think about it again for the next 2 years while this expansion goes on.
Until they add another, like, update faction.
Yeah, there will be more factions and updates, but these will be done. The only one I don't have done is the freaking Tortolans, which there's just not enough quests.
I guess it's just not. I guess it's not a huge grind if you can do it already.
Yeah.
Admittedly, they used to artificially buffer your grind in some of the expansions by making it so you couldn't do them faster, like dailies. I remember Burning Crusade had so many daily reps where it's just, that's it. You gotta just doing the time of just sticking to playing these quests every day on every character, once for each quest. Lots of bombing runs.
It's still dailies though. Like the whole world quest concept, it's just dailies in a different form. I think it's a good different form. There's some of them further north too, underwater.
I feel like they must have sped it up a bit. I feel like,
yeah,
like I remember Nether Drake being a nightmare.
Nether Drake was a nightmare, yeah.
Yeah.
So the dailies now, the way they construct them is they reuse all of the quest hubs in the zone. So they essentially have the questing version of the task, and they have the world quest version of the task. And every day at certain intervals, the quest hubs open up some content for you in some capacity. So if you look on your world map after you've unlocked them, you actually have quests and things to go do in those zones that show up on your map. And they'll award you, sometimes they'll award you gear, sometimes they'll just give you money or extra rep or resources for the war campaign or something like that. I think it's a much better system than old dailies used to be.
Now I just miss my Nether Drake. I really wish I had just quit without getting rid of my account.
That would be the right thing to do.
Since I've gone and come back to the game now, I'm like, it'd be nice to have my old shit, even though none of it matters mostly anymore, except for a couple of mounts and stuff. But, you know, there's some sentimentality just having the character, I guess, too. That I spent way too much time on.
Way too much time.
I like the Nether Drake's design. It's an eye-catching, fantastical thing, but it's not like over-designed the way a lot of things are. They're really simple visual.
The Nether Drake was extra eye candy at the time, though, because it was one of the early mounts that had like essentially a contrail behind it of magical energy.
It was also massive.
Yeah.
Like back then, your flying mount was your faction's flight path mount, basically. Yep. So the Nether Drake was insane because it's just this giant hulking dragon. That being novels past at this point, though. Now that you're running around on Diablo's back.
Not everyone is.
What do you offer?
For me, I'm getting novelty from like really minor things now. Like just the fun visual of going around on a mount that is a copy of your two pets and stuff like that.
We definitely do need to go turn in back there. Flying it is.
Yep. I like the visual of running around with two pets that are the same creature as my mount, and I like on my Worgen I like everybody else running around on these fancy mounts, and he's just sprinting everywhere. Like that's fun, and that'll last exactly as long as as we remain not allowed to fly, and then become unusable the moment we can fly again. Unfortunately. Do you guys have flying in the expansion?
No.
It's
not unlocked yet.
It's currently no flying at all. So
yeah.
All right. So I'll be on all fours for a while. I enjoy that race-specific detail of just running at full mount speed.
I started a Worgen for this playthrough and had it ready to go, but then we went with Gnome, and I'm like, yeah, okay. I might actually end up leveling that character just to get more of their story or get more of what's going on there.
There's some cool cinematic stuff going on with their intro. There's a bunch of like plot lines and cutscenes and stuff going on, and you get to see a bunch of shards used to make the story continue to transition in one zone. 'Cause it's all about a curse befalling a kingdom.
That is a Tauren giving us that quest, and she is Cenarian Circle. Got it.
Need help?
So it's just druids.
Druids, yeah.
Druid's gonna druid. Free love, man. Oh, hey. Western Plague Lands completion trophy.
Yeah.
Do we want to go to East, or do we want to try a different zone?
I mean, we could breadcrumb into this, or we could do whatever.
We straight up
46?
went. We went wetlands, Arathi, hinterlands, western so far, didn't we? Like all in a straight line. Unusually consistent. When we came here from Stranglethorn. Right.
Of our own will.
Right.
Like, we were doing those zones consistent.
Yeah, because we went Westfall, Duskwood, Stranglethorn. Right, what happened is, while Andrew was here briefly, he irreparably changed the course of our direction because we needed to start a new zone. Yeah, I kind of thought he was going to do more research when he was joining us to like sync up with where we were, and he didn't at all.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
These have been good zones. Lots of running around, back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, but there's a flight path everywhere somehow.
Yeah.
So many flight paths.
Victory lies ahead.
Yep, once again we have an allied blood elf.
Sunstrike.
Because when you're playing Alliance, it's like teams just don't matter.
We're all the good guys.
Yeah.
I like how there's multiple copies of him for us. They don't even bother to generalize his name.
Oh yeah. Probably because it's an older quest, I guess. Because nowadays, yeah, they make fake ones, right?
Yep. They do at least a marginal amount of thing to mask the I'm playing a single player game in a multiplayer world.
Yeah. Have you oh god, we had a fantastic what was it? Yeah, we had this fantastic glitch where everyone had generalized versions of people, but they were all tiny people. Like for some reason, we all had a human follower, and in every single person's world, on everyone's screens, everyone else's followers were like 2 or 3 feet tall as humans. Like there was some sort of issue where they scaled down all of the generalized versions of people. So you had your one giant normal warrior dude going around with you, and then next to that was just like 3 other copies of him that were all tiny munchkin people. And it was the most bizarre thing. Made stranger by the fact that like they weren't like proportioned like short people. They were just tall people that were scaled down because of some sort of mistake being made. And that just made that entire quest just way funnier than it was probably supposed to be. This person trying to just pull everything.
I've got some over here that you guys are ignoring.
Oh, did you? Oh shit. I'll help you not die, I think. Oh, there you go. Everything's fine.
Why are these ones all aggroed on me?
Oh no. That one mage just died. She pulled everything, and then now they're all coming back to wherever they were supposed to be standing when she pulled them.
I think I got healer aggro.
Well, a lot of things are dead now. Shit.
And that mage didn't get any credit for it because she died.
No. Yeah, they were like, I think they were charging ahead to aggro everything so that we wouldn't get them.
Yep.
Gotta go own those Alliance people.
I mean, I can appreciate that mindset.
I can appreciate the consequences. You are in combat.
No, really?
So what's your role in your guild at this point? Do you still raid?
I do still raid, but I am relegated to simply being the guild master. And since I don't have to maintain a website anymore, that's pretty easy.
Doesn't that basically just make you arbiter?
Yeah.
Is Nick the raid leader at this point?
Yeah.
How does it feel to delegate in all parts of life?
I'm used to it. I'm used to it.
Getting really used to it.
The important part is finding someone capable and competent to be delegated to.
No pressure, Nick. It's just that he's also your real life boss.
No, I'm not.
Are you not?
No, no. He's a separate team.
That would make things a very different dynamic. What if at some point the WoW guild just keeps spreading throughout your real life job until like it becomes this weird backbone of the entire social circles of everyone in the company?
I mean,
And it becomes
it's not that strange to think about.
Becomes like the primary in for getting hired there in the first place is being a player on the right WoW server.
I sort of think that I wouldn't be recommending anyone for a position that wasn't for technical, because that's the only type of position I can really evaluate.
You just got to get right to the top and control it all.
I'd rather not. No.
Do you think if you got any higher at your job, you'd be like in a more stressful thing that would be counterproductive to any of the gains?
Well, so there's a general rule of thumb in business, which is that people tend to get promoted to the point of incompetence. So no, it's
Yeah,
true.
no.
So as your reviews are good and as your performance is good, they want to keep taking you higher and higher and higher until you reach the point where you are your most useless, at which point you no longer get the praise and everything, and you're not getting promoted further. And I generally don't want to get there.
Is part of it that the more you get promoted, the more you start to kind of do something that isn't even what the original job was you were good at anymore?
Yeah. You finally reach a point where you're not doing something that you're comfortable or particularly capable of doing.
Those look a lot like dailies.
Did this quest hub just die?
Yeah, I think that she just became a grinding hub.
It says ride the caravan. Oh, yeah, ride it to its next destination. Here we go.
Ah, there we go. There we go. It all makes sense now. Ooh, wait, is this caravan being dragged by ghosts?
Yeah. There's like multiple of them because there's multiple of us, and it's not ready for that.
Mine doesn't have, yeah, mine doesn't have horses.
Oh, mine just stopped.
Wait, your caravan stopped? Oh.
Yeah, my caravan stopped. It didn't have horses, and it fell apart, and it fell over.
That's fine. It's fine.
I'm just gonna
Fine.
follow. I probably won't get. I won't get credit though. I won't get Reddit credit.
Oh,
so I'm
you
gonna
probably
go
have to
pick
head
it up
back.
again.
Oh no, did mine just stop? No.
Did yours just stop?
No. What is this? What is this broken ass quest?
Nyx seems to be working.
No. How did this happen?
We started it too quickly in succession. So I think the caravan you were riding was actually supposed to be mine, and when we got desynced, it went poorly.
Weird. It's a weird visual because I didn't have horses, but my two mechanist riders were running perfectly to the sides of it, almost like they were somehow pulling it. But they weren't attached to anything.
Anyway, so on work and management and all that kind of stuff, I go crazy if I don't do enough engineering work. If I spend all of my time doing management type tasks, I just go nuts. So I don't think I can go further than where I am unless it's maybe like VP of development, because I'm still gonna have to do some programming to not hate my job.
Do you ever play programming games?
Are you thinking like Shenzhen.io or what?
Shenzhen.io. There's a few other Zachtronics games. There's like Human Resource Machine or 7 Billion Humans.
I mean, I've definitely played Space Chem, but you know that I play a crap ton of Factorio.
Yeah.
Which that's my programming in
Yeah,
a video
it's
game.
not unrelated.
I don't like this zone.
Is it because it's breaking and it's just all brown and flat?
Well, no, it's the red rot plague land look. I don't care for it.
If we wanted to, we could literally fly right back to Stranglethorn and pick up where we left off.
That's true. The Paladin pals.
With the power of scaling quests, we can do anything.
Let's see, how much of Eastern Kingdoms do we have unplayed? Did Hinterlands, we're in Plaguelands. Hillsbrad didn't really have content, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Hillsbrad
For business.
Alliance quests are just gone now.
We have Badlands and Burning Steppes.
Trade red rot for red fire.
Our
Yeah.
enemies will fall.
It's an option.
You need something? See you later.
We have Blasted Lands, Swamp of Sorrows, Redridge Mountains.
We could go to Tenaris.
You want to go to?
It's very far away.
You want to go to Kalimdor?
That was always part of the experience, a bit.
Like, we've just not left this continent.
Yeah, we really haven't.
It's so lonely without Nick here.
He's gone, and he's never coming back. Yeah, we could do Swamp of Sorrows, or Redridge or something. We want to kill 5,000 gnolls. So Redridge is the land for you if you just want to.
Gotten any of my chat messages?
I was just gonna say I think that the lag is bad because the general sense I'm getting from the chat messages is that maybe it's hard to follow the voice.
I assumed that because he was saying that he couldn't understand the current topic when the current topic was something he should probably be able to understand.
Why is Chromie here?
Isn't that the core question of WoW lore? Why is Chromie anywhere?
For the Alliance.
Well, yeah, I would like.
What is wrong with the... Oh my god. The top of this tower, the bloom is a problem. There's like an effect up here that like destroys your eyes.
Well, yeah, you're in like this Argent Crusade tower. I gotta come up now and get blinded.
Yeah, there's like the sun orb up here, but when you walk around here with your third-person camera, your camera just clips into the nightmare and flares your screen out of color. You just lose all detail.
Why is there a quest giver up here?
Just to introduce you to a white screen.
Welcome to white screen. Something other zones. Nick, what zone would you like to do?
Oh, there's Argent parachutes up here. Oh boy. Look at this. You can click on this, get a parachute buff, then just oh god, I stumbled on a ledge. Ow. Alright. If you bump into something, it triggers the parachute for a 1-foot drop, and then it doesn't use it for the big drop.
Mine's taking me all the way down the cliff.
Is there a parrot that has thumbs up?
Yeah, we use all variations of Party Parrot at work.
Oh. I'm going forever. That was a thing. I don't know. You want to go to Redridge?
I think dungeons are right out if Nick's lagging this bad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's go to Redridge. How do we get there?
Let's see what flight paths we have. Because that's important. Does that connect to there?
We could get there from Elwyn?
Yeah, it's connected to Elwyn, but I'm trying to see if there's a more connected thing. We don't have burning steps, right? Actually, I don't know if those connect.
Can I help you?
Maybe we ought to do. Maybe we ought to do a walking tour. We fly into. Oh, can we get there from Lochmadon?
We might
say Lochmadon into Badlands.
I'm not sure if they connect. We might have to go from Elwyn. And then just go flying straight across Elwyn. I'm gonna go.
Alright, Elwyn it is.
We'll see what happens. Things are gonna get much more green and then back to brown. They don't call it a Redridge because it's not green. I mean, not red. We went from red plague to talking about red lava to going to a place called Redridge.
Gold Ridge Mountains. Orange Ridge Mountains.
So Subnautica's a thing.
Yeah, how's that Fear of the Ocean going for you?
It's that game does not have happy sounds.
Very little of that game is happy.
You just get vague sounds in the distance, and you're like, I don't know if something's coming after me or not, and I don't know. Like you're as a defense mechanism, you start trying to learn what every sound means, just in case someone that might be attacking you.
Ashley is definitely taking your challenge to heart, though. Especially with the call out in your video. Game on.
which is funny because she has like no chance of losing unless she just refuses to stop starting over.
Yeah, she just needs to play it through to completion, and she's got this. Because you're not gonna sit down and play through the whole game in one sitting or anything.
No, I'm only like 3 hours in, and that's like 2 weeks of video. I mean, that's like a week of video.
Yeah. I was telling her
would
like to try it sometime.
I was telling her that like what she does is basically ultra hardcore mode, which is Ashley mode, which is just you just arbitrarily start a game over around 30% of the way through the game, approximately 40 times.
Like, this didn't quite go to my level of perfection for this starting sequence. I'm just gonna have to do it over.
Really wonder what causes her to start over too.
I don't know, but that's just the way she is with games, and
yeah,
that's not an issue for me unless we were playing a game together.
Oh yeah,
I ain't got time for start
you
over.
Guys,
start over.
If that stuff was happening, you guys would never finish the Divinity games. There'd be zero chance of success.
Oh man, it's weird seeing this zone without all of the Warfront stuff in it.
The Warfront stuff in it?
Yeah, there is max level content in Arathi Highlands right now as the Horde and Alliance fight over control of the zone.
Oh, but it's like sharded?
Yeah.
For being a high level character?
Yep. There's a whole Horde base, and there's an instanced version of the zone where you fight you as a 20-man PvE team fight the Alliance forces and kind of have an RTS experience, building up the buildings and collecting resources and recruiting troops and assaulting.
I'm still trying to see if I can coerce the group into doing a PvP session. They're so against the idea, which is trippy to me because like the theme of the game is about PvP, and I've always played on PvP servers exclusively. Not that those exist anymore. Nick's going for troubleshooting now.
Yeah, not really. It's usually a router setting, right? So you specify which channel it's transmitting on. And that's an optimization in case there's multiple competing Wi-Fi routers. But in your case, it's just overloading one router.
I'm surprised. I'm a little surprised he doesn't have a hardline for his rating computer.
It's been a point of contention a couple of times.
Oh, has it? Am I touching upon guild drama?
No, not drama. It's just, you know, renting from someone else where you don't have control of the internet. It can be rough. Okay, it can be rough if you want the internet to behave a certain way and have requirements of it behaving a certain way. I hope that your internet situation is not bad like Nick's is.
Yeah. No, not really. Except for those handful of days where we just didn't have internet.
Yeah, that's always nice.
That's a fun event in modern society. It's just the wake-up call of how much time, how many parts of my life involve some form of internet? Time to count them all because they're not working. Every
Or, like,
single one.
Someone runs into a major piece of power infrastructure that cuts off our neighborhood,
Oh,
and you're like,
yeah.
oh,
Those
hey,
days.
good thing we like board games.
Yeah. The time where I was literally mid-podcast and the power got cut, so we just went and played board games in the front room that day. Like, I wonder... Guess I'll find out later how that podcast turned out. It's like the only podcast I've ever not been in because I kind of organized the thing to even happen in the first place, and nothing will happen otherwise. That was a weird experience.
We got some good Dominion in on that day. Love that board game.
I think I might have already forgotten it.
Oh man, you can never remember Dominion, and neither can Ashley.
Well, I've only played it like once or twice.
It's the solid. You've got the 10 cards in the middle, and you're building a deck, and you just.
Oh, that's the one where you build buildings.
No.
Is Dominion the one where you're trying to collect buildings of like mercantile type and war type and?
No.
Which one is that?
No, Dominion's the one where you're just generically collecting the victory points, but they stuff up your deck, so you have to kind of gauge how many of them and how fast you can buy them.
I think a lot of the deck builders start to blur.
I'm not sure which one you're talking about with the mercantile.
Yeah, like all the buildings have like a category type. They're in sets of 3, so you like try to complete a set of like of 3. There'll be like a left, a middle, and a right card within a particular category of card. You're trying to complete sets for victory points. I think Nick was there, and I've played it a few times, but I can't remember. And then you have the one where you build then you have the card building deck building game, of course, that we played last time, where you build the cards in the deck with transparencies.
Veil.
There's a lot.
That game is fascinating as a concept, but what doesn't work out for me is you are effectively building marked cards in your deck. So if you prioritize putting multiple overlays in one card, they are notably heavier and thicker. So you can tell that card is coming up. Also, the transparency is a cool concept, but it does actually become really hard to see the card, like the back or middle layer transparencies, once you've stacked them up.
For me, there was like a whole cool groove to the main core gameplay, but then you just realize at some point that you're just playing single player games in front of each other and seeing who gets the highest score or wins or whatever.
Hey, we should go turn in this tiara while we're here.
It wasn't really like an interact with other players kind of game. Turn the tiara. Oh, back at the leader of Stormwind.
Old Stormy himself.
I feel an itch every time we go by one of those like those fairy mounts, the big chameleon dragon thing.
Oh yeah,
because it looks so much like one of the monsters in Monster Hunter. Like an early one, and I'm like, get it. You still haven't tried that yet, have you?
No.
On PC, but it's also
not on my list.
But it's also near a WoW expansion. I imagine you'd have a group of
coworkers that are really, really into it, and I'm just like,
that's part of it. Is I figured you'd have friends to play with.
I just don't get it. Like, is it about the combat? Is it about character progression?
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty much just those two things.
All right.
It's pretty much heavy, satisfying combat with a lot of weight to it, where like animation, like the actual animations and your attack speed and more kinetic elements matter, as opposed to the abstract, like I'm pressing hotkeys and auto-attacking kind of form of combat that WoW has. And yeah, it's just that and the gear progression. It's
right.
like to some extent, it's like, what if WoW only had boss fights? Like you're constantly fighting these boss fights, of which there's a huge variety, and as you defeat them, you get a random percentage of the drops from them, but instead of those being equipment, they're raw materials that are unique to that boss that you can use to craft weapons and armor that are unique to that boss.
Am I going totally the wrong way to get back to the flight thing? No, you guys did.
We don't have a flight path, do we? I think we have to run across the forest.
Oh, that's true.
But yeah, you pretty much just go fight a thing and you'll get like 6 crafting ingredients off of it, and then you'll go back in and either progress through a story and fight a bunch of different monsters and have a ragtag assemblage of weird chunks of armor based on all whatever you're able to craft from your one attempt on each fight, or you can actually grind out a particular enemy to get the full set and everything. And there's just a huge variety of weapons to craft down, so you can hyper specialize in a whole bunch of different directions, like stat wise. But I think one of the biggest appeals might be the fact that every time you pick a different weapon, like weapon category, of which there's like at least 15 or something like that. I don't really have a good count. You feel like you're fundamentally playing as a different class. Like your entire moveset and animation style changes, and entire new mechanics spring forth from nowhere that weren't there before, that are specific to that particular weapon and how it works. And so you can go relearn an entire new thing and function as a group. And the game fully supports single-player gameplay and multiplayer. And you can just go back and forth all over the place. And in my experience so far, the grind has never been the kind of grinds I've experienced in MMOs and stuff like that. It's a bit easier than that, but also it has multiple moments where it's like, and now the real game begins, where everything ramps up, and now you have a new priority system of gear. Like at first, they just take it easy on you. You play through the story, you fight each boss once, probably, and you kind of explore and get the hang of the game. And then you hit, once the story climaxes, you hit like a high rank mode where they literally say, okay, all that gear doesn't matter now. Now you're fighting the high rank version of every monster, and they drop plus versions of other items which craft much more complicated gear. And like the game ramps up its complexity over time.
So I have to wonder, you said that it's completely single player, also completely multiplayer.
Yeah.
Do the encounters actually scale for
Yes.
multiplayer? Okay.
They primarily scale in health and sometimes aggressiveness. There's sometimes like I sometimes find encounters harder in multiplayer than single player, like where I see it really ramp up. I'm like, I'm dying and I'm not used to dying, and I think some of that comes to do with the fact that when you're playing single player, there's a Dark Souls thing too. When you're playing single player, the bosses are more reliable in their behavior, whereas in multiplayer things can surprise you when you're used to single player, because the guy will start bouncing between targets and shifting around, and gets more chaotic because there's not a traditional tank. You can progress towards some stuff. Like there's the Lance user has a really powerful shield where he can hilariously block attacks that these dragons are dealing out, and you're like, how are you doing that? What the fuck? Because that's just what that class can do. But largely for taunt type stuff, you kind of need to get like gear that increases your aggro, basically, because it's not built into your moves. Everyone's kind of supposed to be self-sufficient and be able to avoid attacks and take care of their own wounds and stuff like that, but there's definitely straight up support things in the game too.
Interesting.
Like the bow users can go like full TF2 and use a heal gun and stuff like that. And my favorite dumb thing is the Warhorn, which is a weapon that plays music that causes buffs to happen and healing, and the music is played by attacking. So you will have like you'll have your jingles all on the corner of your screen showing you the notes you need. Like, here's the notes to increase the defense of your party, here's the notes to heal your party by like 30%, and here's the notes for this effect to happen and stuff like that. And those notes, the notes the songs that are available are generated based on which notes that particular version of the warhorn can play. So when you look at the giant tree that has like 40 different warhorns on it, you will craft in a specific direction and specialize in one that has the songs you like that you want to use for your party. And during combat, you're swinging this warhorn around, which is a giant club weapon that's like, imagine a bagpipe that's larger than, that's like a car in size. And you're beating this monster with this giant bagpipe to make sounds come out, and then whenever you build up the notes you want for the song you like, you pull off the finisher that causes the song to play, and then everyone within X number of area gets affected by that buff for however much time. And then you're like, so then on top of trying to be a damage dealer that is positioning yourself and avoiding attacks and attacking and being a combat person, you have this additional level of self-imposed complexity where you're managing the buff durations of all of these songs you need to keep up so that you're being the best possible like bard for your party in addition to fighting the monster. And that's an entire series of systems and craziness that's completely exclusive to one weapon out of like 15. And almost every weapon has something like that, although the warhorn's the craziest one in some ways. And it's just a lot of fun, and you just experiment with weapons, and you build out a party where people specialize in different things. Like you might have there's not the traditional classes, but you still might want to have a party that has like, that guy's going to give buffs to people and that guy's going to do long range, so that so that we're not all crowding each other, because the game has friendly fire but not damaging friendly fire. It only has stuns, so like you can't kill your teammates, but you can interrupt their attacks by hitting them. And so positioning and attack range and stuff like that all like balances. So like using a giant hilarious Sephiroth sword can be cool, but if you're hitting all your teammates and breaking their songs and interrupting their ability to do things, then it might not be as viable sometimes than like using like a dual dagger build that's just really fast and small with the swings. And like there's a lot of reasons to go and pick 500 different choices. It's just, the more you learn about the game, the more you find out about 5 more things to learn about the game. But it's surprisingly not that hard to figure out. Especially with the rather extensive tutorialization of the intro missions and everything. It's a well-made game, and it's specifically... Monster Hunter World's the one that's specifically designed to be an entry point for newcomers, so they've really streamlined 500 things that were really kind of grindy and time-consuming before, or just unnecessary, like maintaining specific tools that required in order to harvest specific things from the environment. Like now you just click on a thing you want to harvest and your character just magically has a mining pick somehow and stuff like that. And I think that it's a franchise as old as WoW, which might speak to some of its complexity.
But I've definitely never played any of the games.
Yeah, but now one's on PC.
Need help?
It's definitely one of my favorite games of the last few years, which was a surprise to me because I was always dreading playing Monster Hunter, in part because I heard it was grindy, which might have been more true previously too. And it's kind of one of those games designed towards you kind of just keep going as long as you want to, as far as endgame goes.
Keith, I think your pets are dead.
No, they just had to run all the way down the tower because I jumped. And they have to come down here on foot around the spiral
tower. Did you go
tower.
up there to turn something in?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to run all the way back up there for like the next 2 quest turn-ins.
That's fine.
Need this.
I'm just playing passively while I talk for way too long about Monster Hunter.
While you rant about Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what you do.
Let's go get these.
But you probably have a good entry point for Monster Hunter just because you already have friends that play it.
Friends that play it a lot.
Yeah.
Why does it look like you guys aren't moving? Thought you were talking about Guild War 2. I guess we're gonna go turn in.
Yeah, we never did the Null quest yet, right? That's like way off over there.
Did you get one piece of it? 'Cause
Yeah,
you should
just
have
one
piece of it.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah.
Psych, I didn't have to run up there at all. She was at the bottom. Ha ha ha. To the knolls.
Yeah, but Nick is running up there for who knows why.
Yeah. In concept, I wouldn't be against sort of walking someone through trying the game out, but I don't know if I could fit that into my current layout of things. Especially since we're already in the middle of playing it right now. Or replaying it right now.
Yeah.
I played it solo on PS4 when it came out, and then now I'm doing the 4-player group on PC.
I don't know. I think it would take quite a lot to get me to buy another game at the moment.
That item's being already used. You can't look at a map when somebody else is looking at it. It's impossible.
Just tell them to get out of the way so you can look at the map.
There's something slightly odd about picking something up called a strategy guide in a video game.
There is no loot.
Now we know how to defeat the gnolls with cheat codes from our strategy guide.
Now to climb the tower and turn in the strategy guide. This staircase is wide enough to support a Tauren, but oddly not tall enough.
Yeah.
It's disturbing.
It's for high volume. If you make it wider, more people can use the staircase at once.
Yeah, but it's like 4 humans wide.
Yeah. Have you seen their shoulder pads? They need space. We've begun the first chapter of killing every single gnoll in this region.
Let's do it.
Now let's
More
go to the
gnolls
next
need to
area
die.
where we kill more gnolls.
That flight path on the way, yeah?
Yep. Man, those were not there before. So now we're going way back to when I first played the game in like 2005 or whatever. Like, it was Elwyn Forest and Redridge, every character for like 4 characters. Because I kept trying different classes. Not sure which one I wanted to commit to long term. And it was I've been here a lot of times.
Oh,
a long
look at
time
that
ago.
RTS building.
Is it talking about the town hall?
Yeah.
Boy, none of this looks like it's been revisited since it was originally made. Holy crap. These bridges and piers and stuff. Oh. And the weird mushy looking clay lines on the bridge. I take it Redridge doesn't have much story relevance for the wider world.
Light be with you.
No. No.
It's just kind of a sad backwater where you kill gnolls all day. That poor mayor, though, with his 5,000 civilians that are all here to just not have real problems because they're from Redridge.
It's impressive that there's that many civilians in there because there's definitely not enough houses in this whole place.
I don't think they were there originally. I remember this necklace quest. I don't remember the line of people.
Looking for the necklace.
It's just by this debris over here.
Keith knows where it is.
Yeah. I didn't remember where it was, but when I was running along the pier, I could see the glowing mound from above the water. This goes a little bit in that arrow there, the area of that arrow quest, huh? Someone being like, "We dropped our necklace. Could you get it for us, brave hero?" You guys find it?
I saw a glowing mound, but this other dwarf came up and looted it, and then it went away.
Oh no. Oh no, is that the only one? I wonder.
Maybe it's got multiple spawn points.
That might be a thing. concern.
I'm gonna do this the more effective way.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably a good time to use the water strider and just look from above to see if a glowy shows up.
Yeah, it changes position.
Ah.
Water strider.
When you say it would take you a lot to buy a new game nowadays, is it because you're just in WoW mode?
I'm in WoW mode right now. I'm getting the most out of my buying the game and paying the subscription. And I really, really want to play some Factorio, but out of the way.
Looking for something specific?
Then you got the pirate plans.
And I actually really want to play some more Fortnite. But I don't seem to have people that want to play Fortnite anymore. That's fine. What, are we going back in the lake?
Are there gonna be pirate factory streams?
I don't know. We'll see where all of that goes. I'm working on some software right now for that endeavor.
I was talking about how we'd have to invite you if we go through with if one plan / joke ever comes into fruition, because Wander was joking about a D&D stream where like a micro campaign where the entire time everyone has to talk like a pirate. And I was like, let me tell you about someone I know and the various pirate related parts that they've had. I was talking about like your pirate costume for that tabletop night we had for Halloween and the wedding and so on.
Excellent.
And then the stream itself.
Still need to make sure that that's gonna happen.
Like, just so you know, I basically know a pirate.
Like, if you're talking pirate, did you know that I know a pirate?
And he even already knows how to play D&D.
Marginally.
We got like 1/10 of the way through a module. I have no idea how far we were.
Apparently that campaign could have gone on for a while.
Yeah, modules are no small thing. I don't think I've ever finished one. Granted, historically, it's really hard to make any D&D campaign keep going. It's a lot of like just playing D&D is work, and then you have to you're correlating that many not correlating, but you're coordinating that many people to do it in the first place. Oh, old Gummers, the toothless shark, just laying limply in the ocean up there. That's sad.
He's swimming around over here.
Oh, he's got a giant hook sticking out of him. Old Gummers had a hard life.
I need to get closer.
I don't know why there's whalers harpooning old Gummers in a lake. I don't know why there's a shark in a lake.
Does it drain out? It might. No, that's a waterfall to the. At least looking at the map, I think that's a waterfall to the east. So I don't think it connects to the ocean in a way that old Gummers could get here. I don't know how it got here. Now I need to know this lore and backstory for old Gummers. Oh, he's attacking me. I don't care anymore. Ow. Old Gummers, why? I was waxing nostalgic about your fascinating backstory, and now you're just going to die. Goodbye.
He is dead again.
I'll show you who gets gummed to death. Now, if only all the monsters in Subnautica were like old Gummers. Ineffectual. So far, what's concerning is not the wandering aimlessly and just checking things out, but when you get a mission in Subnautica where it's like a distress call of someone being under attack and they vaguely are describing what might be attacking them from outside and you don't really know what's going to happen and your goal is to go to the source and you're like, I don't have anything to fight things with. Why would I do that? Like, ah, there's some sort of snake thing tearing the hole apart. And he's like, I have a knife.
What can I do for you?
Like, why would I want to be a part of your solution of this thing?
Why is this my job exactly? I want old gummers to be my hunter pet. Just drag them around on a rope on dry land.
Open for business.
So poor, sad old gummers.
We got a boulder in the road. Go get supply crates.
There. Safe travels.
Interesting to see the newer Etten model in this place.
Go with honor, friend.
Etten model?
Test the gnome recorder. Slaughters some more gnolls. We didn't have a quest to kill the shark. It was just attacking Keith.
Yeah. It's just old gummers just out for blood.
I don't have it.
I died so many times here. How? Because there's just gnolls everywhere. It's similar to like how you would die in those parts of the Barrens where there's a bunch of gnolls. You know what I mean?
Would you say that it was Gnoll laughing matter?
Ha 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 ha. Oh shit, the netting. That was a mistake. Like zones like this where there's so many, like usually it's whenever there's like tribal elements, because it means that there's a group of people that are super tightly packed in an area. Playing that in vanilla was brutal. Because that was back when you're trying not to aggro more than one thing at a time, because you might die instantly.
Back in a time where you didn't understand how stats worked, and even if you did, the gear didn't give you an option.
Oh no, the supply crates are unique and not shared progress.
Perfect. I'm just gonna go loot all of them.
Back in a time when everything was actually hunter gear.
Everything was hunter gear.
Even the plate and wands. Especially the wands.
Especially the wands.
I don't see any crates. I just see gnolls.
The actual crate region was nearby. This was the gnoll hub.
Boy, these quests did not work this way before. Thank you for inventing the gnome recorder, Redridge dude, so that we could not run all the way back every time one of these quests finished, which is definitely how it used to work.
Quick, steal the crates from this other human hunter.
I still kind of recoil from that, the idea that a human can be a hunter.
How about undead being hunters? Because that's a thing.
That's similar.
I totally believe that the Forsaken are in tune with nature.
Forsaken druids. Forsaken druids and Tauren rogues.
Oh, we need Tauren rogues so bad.
Isn't that the running joke that Tauren rogues have always been here? They're just so good that you've never seen one.
Yeah.
What classes can't be rogues? Is it just like Tauren and Draenei because they have hooves?
Tauren, High Mountain Tauren. I don't know what else.
Striped Tauren, Zebra Tauren.
Striped Tauren. My rogue is definitely a panda. We're supposed to go in this cave, yeah?
Probably. I'm definitely just celebrating the fact that suddenly this zone has a bunch of unspoiled crates.
I need a target.
What, you guys didn't finish your crates ages ago?
No, because you took them all. It was you the whole time. Stop moosing at me.
Cave?
Crates.
Rethbon Caverns. Hey, I've been in this cave like twice already today.
Just the same repeating shape layout.
Yep.
Shape layout. Word things.
Sometimes you need to word things if you want to shape layout.
Yeah. How did you know? Just remove skeleton. What are you guys up to over here?
Killing a guy,
Killing the guy?
doing a thing,
Doing the guy kill? Oh, that's the wrong way. Shit.
and you aggroed something.
That's why I have pets.
he's
They're
dead
fine.
now. You still
Ah.
need to come up here, though.
A very roundabout path. Oh. Things are getting Cthulhu-y over here. Yeah, that's basically an entire zone. It's just that. There's non-stop Cthulhu tentacles everywhere.
Yeah.
The
So now
Black
we need
Rock
to kill
Missive.
Black Rock Overseers to find a missive.
Found one.
Have a target.
Oh, there it goes. First try. Now we gotta kill Yowler. Oh, I remember Yowler. He's like Hogger, but for the second zone of the game.
And not in this cave. Okay, let's go.
Yep. I forget. Isn't Hogger gone or something?
No, Hogger's still around.
Is he still just hanging out in Elwyn Forest?
He's hanging out in Stormwind, right?
Stormwind?
In the stockades or whatever it's
Right.
called.
Yeah, he's another moved character. Van Cleef's no longer in Dead Mines, and Hogger's no longer in Elwyn Forest. They made him the boss of Stockades. I think we had this whole
Nick's
conversation.
saying Brawlers Guild.
What's
Yeah, we
the-
probably had this conversation quite possibly in this series.
Yes. Hey, look, a bunch of people are here to fight Yowler. Isn't this noteworthy? Noteworthy how they're not level 50. Oh, my pets are dead. Shit. There we go.
Chests.
Yes? What?
There were 5 chests right there, just stacked up.
Oh. Oh, do you mean the quest item?
I think I'm supposed to answer yes to the question that you just asked.
What is Meatball?
Meatball was the Brawlers Guild boss, not Hogger.
What is the Brawlers Guild? I actually don't think I know.
Our content that Keith is unfamiliar with.
Yeah, I don't.
Brawlers Guild is an addition they made in Warlords. Is that the first iteration, Nick? where once you get an invite to the Brawlers Guild, you can go in there and queue up for single combat against essentially personal raid bosses that get progressively harder and harder the further into it you get. But the room is a single instance, and so you queue up and you can watch the other players as they fight their battles and that kind of stuff.
Where's this Oslov?
Tree, maybe?
Supposed to lift a boulder?
There's a boulder down in town.
Is it in town?
Yeah. I'm gonna guess that we don't get shared credit off of this.
It very well may be the case.
So I'm gonna go find another Etten. The boulder at the bridge.
Gonna grab this quest real quick.
What can I do for you? See you around.
Thanks.
I get that belly grub. You said there was a boulder at the bridge?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's the marker. Oh yeah. Oh, did it wear off? Oh no, it hasn't worn off. Cool. There we go.
Oh, no, we do share credit. Okay.
He picked up that rock. Rock not so heavy, puny humies. Where throw? Throw on bridge? Anywhere but the bridge. Okay, me throw in water. And that's how Gummy lost all of his teeth.
Dadgum.
The sad story. That was a terrible throwing animation. When he started the throw animation, it was already flying out of his hands forward.
Hey man, sometimes you just have to have an awful animation.
Bye bye, daddy. What? The fuck is happening?
Light bless you.
A gnome just adopted a giant.
And that gnome? Squeegee.
Albert
jerk.
Einstein.
Oh, good. I'm glad to see this series isn't weird or anything. Yowler must die. And you get pants for it.
Hands.
Pants.
I like how we just keep cutting in line.
Greetings.
Excuse me, hero here. Don't worry, it's just I'm more important than all of you.
Honored friend. What can I do for you?
Trust me, I know these things.
I'm me.
I feel like I definitely have missed something.
Oh,
Supposed to talk to a person still in here. No, in the next building over.
yeah,
I
looks
don't
like it's
understand
in.
these places with buildings.
Looks like it's in the inn. Question is it upstairs or downstairs? It's downstairs. Big Earl. The whole fight ring happening down here. How are there so many Redridge citizens? There's like 50 more in here. Do they sleep here?
No, I don't think I'll be helping you. You go back to Troutman and tell them I'll have no part of this war.
Where do all these people live?
They live in the inn. Don't question it.
But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Go with him.
Oh. Negative regrets.
I'm gonna set my Hearthstone here for now.
Yeah, I just had that thought.
Light
Like, we're an
bless you.
inn. Old instincts are kicking in all of a sudden.
Be careful.
But it's that one human inn that shows up like 30 times. And it generates a Pavlovian response.
I see inn. I set the Hearthstone.
Light.
Weapons of war. Now we're gonna go rescue more people. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There is way too many people in this town.
There's so many goddamn people.
I swear, there's more citizens in this goddamn town than there are in all of Stormwind.
It feels like this is the most populated, most densely populated place in the entirety of WoW, almost. And there's like 3 buildings here.
We're gonna go do that belly grub's tusk.
Yeah. Oh, that way. But yeah, like there's like a, not counting the stable, there's a town hall which is huge. There's an inn, and up here there's like a house on the hill over here. There might be 4 little houses up here.
4 houses.
Maybe all the people at that are at the town hall are petitioning for housing. That's the meta narrative here. Oh, I didn't even... I just came over here and picked up a tusk. Just not even witnessing the quest.
Yeah, Nick barely charged in before it died.
Ooh. Having a bunch of pets makes leveling eventful. When your screen explodes. Because everyone levels at once, so everyone gets a god beam simultaneously. God damn it, birdcatcher. Bird's just here to be a plague upon my chat now.
Yeah, shout outs to Birdcatcher in the chat. Except
Marty,
that time that I was watching his stream.
Marty, slow down.
And he didn't acknowledge
Yeah.
anything. I even gave him bits. I didn't even get a thanks. Or a hello.
You gave Birdcatcher bits?
I did.
He loves when I highlight how weird that is. That we pay him via his company. Because he works at Amazon.
What are we doing here?
I think we're supposed to kill... Oh yeah, kill orcs. Not the giant horde of dogs.
That is some long quest completion text going on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's they had to specify you can do it in this zone or that zone, but it has to be orcs. And because it's all in the text, it's going to show up every single time in its entirety. Bird, join Discord chat. We need someone to replace Nick.
It's been so long since we've heard Nick's voice.
I've been made a liar. We're currently not killing gnolls. On that note, I don't remember this entire zone existing.
This part of the zone?
I don't remember the orc camp with 5 billion dogs existing. I feel like original WoW might have had some issue with that kind of unit density.
Probably, yeah.
The one you know is Nick has been replaced with the Suns.
With the synth?
I thought it's been replaced with a Birdcatcher.
Nah.
I mean, it has,
I
but
can't just join in here. That's weird.
Yeah.
I guess I'm in the cool kids club.
Welcome, friendo.
Hi guys. I'm gonna pop out immediately, but I just want to see if I could pop in. I didn't know it would work. Thanks for the bits, Marty.
Hey, I finally got my shout out. Only
Oh
like,
shit!
It's in the middle of your series.
It's the thought that counts.
All right.
Uh-oh, Nick,
I'm gonna leave now.
what's happening to you?
Enjoy WoW, guys.
Thanks.
Is Nick dying somewhere?
Oh god, Nick
Oh,
pulled
yeah,
all the wards.
Oh, it's not a good call. They're all elites. Oh my god. They're all elites. Oh my god, every single one of them is an elite. That's like 30 elites. Oh no. Alright. Well, somebody had to do it.
And the druid beat me to resing him and everything.
The party's brain grew 3 sizes that day.
How are we supposed to get the cage key?
I didn't even notice that quest. I was trying to kill my 25, which is hard. There's not that many orcs around. Oh, there's more uphill.
I'm gonna move away from that.
Get it. Get it now.
My life for Oyer?
I don't see the thing though.
What is life
It's on a
for
rock.
Oyer?
Still.
Is that a joke about the
Yeah,
pronunciation of higher?
dead. No, it's a StarCraft line. My life for ire. It's a Protoss thing.
Was he saying Ire in that game?
Ire, yes.
Oh, I thought they were mercenaries. My life for hire. Because that's a word I would know as an 8-year-old playing that game.
Ire was the name of their planet, right?
I don't think I had the patience to read the story when I was playing StarCraft 1 at that age.
Oh, I see the interactable in there now, yeah. What is the intended way to do this? The key to this cage is stored in a pouch over at the Warg Den just north of our location. The problem is that the pouch is resting safely atop a tree stump amidst a sea of bloodthirsty, man-killing wargs. You've got one shot to get that key without waking any of those sleeping wargs. Head to the Warg Den and find a way into the center. Tread carefully and watch out for the Blackrock Warg Captain. So you can go in there.
Yeah. I think you just have to carefully sneak in.
Yeah, you're supposed to not walk on any of them and not aggro the captain.
Yeah. Someone was dumber. I thought I was gonna die, but it was just a stupid person. Okay, there we go.
I'm just gonna go grab the key.
Interestingly, I don't know if I've never seen this before. I got tutorial pop-ups.
What?
They gave me full screen tutorial pop-ups telling me you should have your pet wait here before I walked into the stealth zone, and then as I was leaving, like, you should tell your pet to follow you again. I'm like, what? I've never seen anything like this in this game. What's happening? They made like pet classes specific tutorials for this exact quest. That's weird.
Still need some orcs, man.
I think we have to wait for this quest guy to respawn or something. I'm gonna wait for... Just gonna let the other people turn that quest in for a while. I'm gonna come back after some orcs. Yeah, I don't think I've actually explained to Bird or Wander that the way that this chat room works is you just be the collaborator rank in Discord, and you can just freely join.
I figured that's how it worked.
Yeah, but we're, because we use TeamSpeak, it just never comes up. I think I originally made this channel just because I wanted to play... I think I just wanted to play Rock Band with some people, and we didn't have headsets for Xbox One, so we needed to use TeamSpeak or Discord.
We were using TeamSpeak for this series, but
I think we just forgot.
no, Wander changed his password. So one day we just couldn't log in, and we're like,
I know the new password, but I think I just kind of forgot to bring it up. I think one day you guys were just in Discord, and so I just joined you and didn't question it because we hadn't played for a while, and I didn't really remember that we had switched.
Oh, geez. Sending us back up into the mountains. Did you want to do those before turn-in, or?
I mean, we're already at turn-in, I guess. Maybe it'll be a new quest that sends us up into the mountains.
Maybe. We can hope. I will say one thing about these old zones is the FPS is way higher here. I'm getting like a consistent 200 FPS in this zone.
Yeah. It's almost like you're running a game from 2006 or whatever. That's the trip with older games. They either don't work at all or they work incredibly well. Because you're just so overpowering everything about it, whatever they ever needed. So any optimization problems or whatever are just out the window. I find I over-criticize things sometimes when I play older games, because I'm like, that animation looks weird, or like, this interface is all terribly laid out and proportioned, but it's because I'm playing a game that did not run at 60 frames per second and 60 frames per second, and that did not render in 1080 in 1080.
And generally, at the time, had requirements that you can't even fathom today.
Yeah. Like, a lot of the games will be like originally a 4x3 480p game, so it has like nightmarish interface elements because they had to fit on a screen that was laid out like that. And so when you play it in 1080p and so on, you're like, why is there a tiny floating window in the middle of the screen sometimes? It's like, well, that was the one empty part of the screen back then. Pathologic has aged very strangely because it is one of those games that's that old. I don't remember. It's like 2006 or something. It's way back. But thankfully, the one on Steam and GOG is like a HD remake,
A little revamp version.
yeah, just one that it's basically just a GOG version of a game. What they always do, where they just always just make it work now. Although mixed results
See,
there.
I like the challenge of making old games work.
You might
That's
be a
the thing that I
masochist,
do.
or it's related to your field of interest, I guess.
Had some pretty good pride over getting that original Myst disc to work on Ashley's laptop. After, you know,
it's
the fact that disc was a 4x speed CD, so I just extracted all the data off it first and then set about getting the game to work.
Yeah. Nowadays, it's work just to get the GOG versions of those games to work because those are old now. So the versions that were the whole point was to revamp them to make them work on modern PCs now themselves have problems because they're old. An infinitely updating problem. I had a hell of a time trying to get Riven and Myst 3 Exile to work on my PC, and I was using the GOG versions. It was an adventure.
Well, spit it out.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Keep your ear to the ground.
And now I regret ever trying because Myst did that. Cyan did that Kickstarter where they're like, hey, what if we just re-release all the Myst games? And I'm like, shit. Why did my audience have to get so interested in playing Myst like the 1 year before Cyan was going to revamp all of them anyway? I could have skipped all that trouble and had the games run correctly. Because even when you fix them, there's just weird problems that come up, like animation glitches or a cutscene that plays back wrong or something. Or in one of my cases, the wrong song playing over the end of the game. Stuff like that. Oh, he's out. You're gonna have to kiss him.
Nope. Your job. 100% your job.
Okay, there are so many naked men running around with us right now. It's fun to be at the YMCA. We gotta go deeper.
Do we? Oh shit! There's more to this.
There's more. Oh my god! There's just such a horde of them around us, especially between the three of us.
Deeper with naked men.
Yeah, at the YMCA. I know what I said. The orcs aren't wearing that much more clothes either. They're wearing that one confusing like micro vest the Horde likes.
I think we have to go around.
They've got like the vest that only covers the nipples and no other part of their body. Found the weird lever. Oh, I need a key. Shit.
We're gonna have to backtrack.
Oh, that guy's being held under. There's another naked man being held underwater down there.
That's the one we're trying to free.
These prisons are inventive.
This cave wraps all the way back around and goes up that ledge, which is I'm sure what we're supposed to be doing.
Wow, we really have to backtrack through the entirety of every possible passage, don't we?
Yeah. This is one of my least favorite cave layouts.
I don't even recognize it. It feels like some wailing
in Horde zones.
It feels like some crazy Wailing Caverns nonsense, yeah. Oh, there's a ritualist. In a shocking turn of event, a troll shaman cast a lightning spell.
The guys down here.
Oh, apparently we didn't need
to wait
to
for a guy to kill.
Is that boss not even relevant to anything?
I led us astray. I am sorry, friends.
Well, hope Barbarous was a cool fight, whoever that guy is.
And now we've freed another naked guy.
Where did you guys get the key?
Barbarous, jump down here. His corpse is still here.
So was it just next to the lever? Did we just have to wait for him to spawn?
We just had to wait for him to spawn. Yeah.
Oh.
It's fine.
Come here, other naked man.
He'll run up to you.
He wasn't though, so I went down to him to turn it in.
Now we have 16.
Oh my god.
Now we have 12.
Now all we have to do is play as Death Knights and summon our hordes. This is excessive.
This is back to town.
Or no, Mergan. Are these palicos?
They called us the Bravo Company. When things need killing, we did the spilling of blood.
If the hammer is my penis.
Nice, Danforth.
Oh, it was actually saying that on the screen.
Yes, yes it did.
I thought you were just bored.
I was not, in fact, doing a random Captain Hammer impersonation.
You only do Captain Hammer impersonations for good reason.
Oh yeah. Only when people need to be told to stood back. I still remember all the songs from that damn web series.
I probably do. Enough of them, at least. I would sing them in the car on a regular basis.
Same here.
I saw that series during. Well, for me, I just think of it as a movie. I saw it during prime time for me being in a commute all the time. Yeah, let's join our hordes together. Oh, that's not you. That's some random dude. Shit.
Yeah, you're like way back there.
Yeah,
so
it took me a little while to get out. I saw somebody as the leopard cat thing mount, and so I was gonna hop on and combine the hordes. There's so many people. Just a weird visual.
How many Danforths do we need?
1, 2, 3 Danforths.
Have a good one.
We just doubled the We just doubled the number of people in this room, and that's saying something.
It was already a very intense room.
Yeah.
Go on, friend.
They're just like, did 15 naked men just run in here and then disappear? You see that too?
You need something?
I have no idea what you're talking about, friend.
That's the
Safe travel.
just vaguely homoerotic Twilight Zone episode.
Oh, whoa. The population is gone.
Oh yeah. I guess he won that fight.
And the naked guys aren't naked anymore.
Oh, and now they're disappearing.
Okay.
Unnerving.
Well, we're gonna go hop on their riverboat for more fun.
Greetings.
Or it is already 8 o'clock.
Do we want to start the next session with an exciting riverboat challenge?
An exciting riverboat challenge, and we're already standing in an inn.
Yeah, leave them in 2 weeks of suspense of how that riverboat ride's gonna turn out, where I'm guessing a shark attacks us. Spoilers.
Spoilers?
I would assume
Will
the
we have to
shark
fight old
attacks us.
gummers?
What else could possibly happen? I feel like it's been set up at this point.
Is he just gonna teeth the
It's just
side
it's
of the
just
raft?
this really anticlimactic version of Jaws where the shark ineffectually gums at the boat for a while and then gives up.